Hello, everyone. Welcome to Heart Center Tarot. As always, my name is Marina, and I will be your guide for this portion of the journey. Help me welcome Cleo of Cleo the Seer as we explore kitchen table issues. Hello, Cleo.
Hi.
Hi, nice to have you here.
Well, thanks for having me. I
More
mean,
than
we
welcome.
used to have Colleen on here all the time, and she's getting ready to do some other stuff for a while, so
Yeah,
she probably won't be around. Uh, so we just have to try to get through this without her,
yeah,
and it'll be back.
exactly. Exactly. Her space is still there. Yeah, when she's all done, then yeah, she comes back and we're business as usual.
Yeah,
And in the meantime, if you guys think of anyone that you think might be someone that you'd like to see us invite on the channel, by all means, let
yeah,
us know in the comments. Tell us. We'll certainly take a look at it. Absolutely.
yeah.
So, yeah. Business end of things. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Check out the memberships on my channel if you're interested in taking any of the courses that I'm offering. You can do so on my webpage, which is marinasheartcentertarot.com. All that information is listed in the description of the video. So go down there. You'll also get a link to Cleo's page so that you can make sure that you go over to her channel and give her a like, share, and subscribe.
I would really appreciate that. I mean, we're not streaming to each other's channels
Yeah.
anymore. This is all on Marina's channel. But if you could just step on over to my channel and subscribe and like and everything, I would love
Yeah.
that.
It helps. It absolutely helps. So yeah, by all means, I hope you'll check out the web page. There's Achieving Union starts on the first of every month. There's also Change the Track, um, and I think Ego or Intuition. But yeah, go on the web page, take a look around, see what's there, check out the testimonials. It's always fun. So, just to tell the folks what we are doing is kitchen table issues is where we have a chance to just sit around our quote unquote kitchen table and do what most people do. Let's say after dinner, we're having coffee and now we're going to solve the problems of the world.
There you
So,
go.
yeah,
Right around the kitchen table. This will all be accomplished.
exactly. Exactly. So, just very quickly, I will say hello to a few of the folks that have joined us. So, Maureen Danico is here. Joyful Journey, hello, sweetheart. We've got artist Liz, Barbara Nesper, B.A. Haven. Thank you for being here. Becky Stone, Cynthia Smith, Marie Sutton. Absolutely. Uh, he lives in the. Okay, look at this. Yeah, Becky Stone says we should ask Telltale Tarot. I'm going to make a note of that. Maybe I know who it is and just don't realize I know who it is. But yeah, Telltale Tarot.
Is he the
Uh,
guy? Is he the guy with the dog?
I don't know.
The English guy?
Yeah, she says yeah. He lives in the UK. Yeah,
Well, there
yeah,
is a guy like that that has a dog, and I love listening to him. He's really very good, and
nice.
he's different than a lot of us the way he does stuff. Oh,
Yeah,
okay, yeah, he's the one with the dog. All right.
perfect, perfect. And you know what? Doing things differently than we do. Hey, that's all right too. Like
Well, I'm
different stroke
just
for different
surprised
folks.
how many people from other countries, including you, um, know so much about American politics and what's going on here, and you're just tuned into it. And I mean, that guy is constantly bringing up his cards and telling us exactly what's going on. And I'm like,
Yeah,
how do you know this? How do you know
yeah.
our politics like that? I mean, it must be a big deal around the world about what the United States is doing. But
It is. It is because generally, yeah, people look to the U.S. and the direction the U.S. goes seems to be the direction that the rest of the world goes.
okay,
That's not Yeah, that is certainly not unusual. Rose Blue, I'm going to start your comment, and we can certainly get into that. But um, yeah, the talking about the way that the U.S. goes and the rest of the world follows. Um, I had a question that was posted um, for the Sisters of the Mystical Tarot show yesterday. And the question was regarding one of Canada's former prime ministers, Stephen Harper. And was he involved with the Heritage Foundation and Project 2025? And so I did a little bit of research and dug into it, and absolutely he is. Absolutely. So found that he's got a company movement, something that basically um, their whole reason for being is to have as many authoritarian governments in power around the world. So um,
And
yeah,
it's all about the money too. It's
yeah,
all these billionaires and how they want to
yes,
control things, how they want to control the economy and control the
yes,
people. And you just become a slave
yes,
to the dictator. Um,
exactly.
it's really a scary, dangerous. It's so far removed from what the United States is all about and always has been.
Yes,
It's such a huge, huge threat to democracy. I never thought I would see something like this in my lifetime,
I
where
know.
we're actually, you know, somebody working within the country with Donald Trump promoting this kind of stuff, and his VP is even worse.
Yes,
That
yes,
Vance guy is he's
yes,
even worse because he is totally bought and paid for by the Heritage Foundation. So
absolutely.
we need to keep an eye on that. But on the other hand, we got something else going on out here. We
You
got
got
something
something.
else. We got a new candidate.
Yes,
Where she's got a new VP, and this is a whole new world with Kamala Harris
absolutely.
and
Absolutely. Yeah. The the
and
joy is
Tim
back. You
Hill.
can laugh again. You can smile again. Yes.
Yeah, this we are in a whole the vibrations, the energy, this whole thing has totally changed for I wouldn't it changed so fast and it's so much
Yes.
better than
Yes.
I would ever have imagined. I
Yes.
this whole year has been so anxiety ridden with because we love Joe Biden. We love President Biden, and
Yes.
he's doing all the right stuff, and we're like, why can't you just see what he's doing the right stuff? And he's too old. He's too old. And I was just freaking out because we're getting so close to the election, and then to have this thing turn on its head in like
Yeah.
what 2.5 weeks. I mean, it's just amazing how this is going. And
Absolutely.
her pick for VP, which I thought was going to be Shapiro,
I
and
did too. Yeah.
and I mean, a lot of, yeah, well, not just psychics. I mean, everybody across the country kind of thought that's the way it was going. Plus, we thought we needed him to get Pennsylvania. As it turns out, no, because he is totally promoting Kamala Harris and her new VP, Tim Walz. And
Tomorrow.
so, no, it's going to be just fine. But this new VP guy, I'm like, well, okay, who is he? So I started looking into it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, he is just amazing, and he's so much fun. And
Yes.
he is approaching this whole thing with joy. I'm like, what?
Exactly.
That's such a foreign concept. What, you think we're going to be happy about something? No, we've been struggling for years now. So
Yeah.
yeah, his approach to everything is just so cool.
Yeah. It's been almost 10 years of living with the waiting for the next shoe to drop. And
yeah,
now it's finally you can take a deep breath and you can say, all righty then. It, I, yeah, I think that that was fantastic. Fantastic.
Well, you know, and I
It
just
was-
when I turned on the news this morning, and I see a picture of Tim Walz on a roller coaster with, I think, his daughter, and they're
yes,
holding on tight and screaming and yelling and just having a great time. And then the
yes,
next picture is him as governor sitting with a bunch of children around him. And he's, you know
yeah,
how when people, governors and presidents sign new bills in,
yes,
so they've always usually got a bunch of adults around them
yes.
waiting to get a pen. And so he's signing something. I think it was the thing for
For the
free
lunch was the breakfast and lunch.
free breakfast and lunch at their public schools. And all these kids are around him smiling and thanking him and
Yeah,
hugging him. And I thought, did I just go into an alternate universe here? This
yeah,
is so much different than what
yeah,
we're used to seeing. So this
exactly.
guy is, he's totally beloved as a
He is.
governor, and
He is. Yeah,
and
very,
I'm just,
very
I'm
much so.
just amazed how quickly everything goes. I mean, the minute
I
when I first
know.
saw him, not sure of him, within 24 hours, I'm like, yeah, this is the guy. I love
That's
this
God.
guy.
Yes. Yeah. And just want to say hello to, Mary Hernandez Walker just came in. Hello, honey. Marie Sutton, JR, Kathleen Bourgeois, Cecilia Coleman. Did I say BA Haven? If I haven't, here you are. Linda H. Nice to see you here. UCC Steve, Witchy Gardens, Light Seeker, Robin Smith. Listen, we got a lot of good people in here. And yeah, Rose Blue says, yeah, like Dr. Lena says, the US sneezes and the world catches a cold. Yes. Yeah, that's kind of what goes on with the world things. And hello, Chris. Nice to see you back. So yeah, I think that what we're seeing right now, and it's like I said to you backstage, it's this is like we were all waiting for something to happen, and is it now, is it now, is it now? And this was the universe's way of saying, hey, stay in your lane. I got this. I got this. Look what I'm giving you. Right. So um, this is so much better than anything that I could have anticipated.
Yeah, no
That
kidding. Me too.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Just phenomenal. Yeah.
Well, it's right before Biden stepped down, I'm talking
Mhm.
with my guides, and I said, you know what? I said, I feel the energy at that point in time was so chaotic. It was making me
Yes.
nervous, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. And I said, I'm praying now for divine intervention. And the
Yes.
next thing you know, Biden steps down. I said, how's that divine intervention? And they said,
Exactly.
hold on,
Yeah.
you
Stay
know,
in your lane.
and then it just kept getting better and better and better until
Yes.
today. I mean, it's even every day is a little bit better, and every day is a lot worse for Trump. And so I am just
Yes.
excited. I'm just
I
happy and
know.
excited about the whole thing.
I know. I know. Absolutely. Me too. And just Maureen D'Amico said, is it true that Orange Cheeto's grandfather was a draft dodger during World War One in Germany?
Yeah,
Um,
I vaguely heard a long time ago, heard something about
there's
that.
yeah, um, his grandfather would have been around well before sort of World War One. I think that would have been more Fred Trump's, um, or just in there. That the Trump family actually their last name officially was Drumpf, Drumf, and in German it Drumpf. His grandfather actually came to the U.S., went up to um, I think he was up in Alaska, and he ran a brothel. He had like a little uh, like a supply store, grocery store, kind of, the only game in town, right?
Right.
And so yeah, he sold goods, he sold liquor, and he he ran a brothel. Uh, when he I think when he moved into the back into the continental U.S., and I'm not exactly sure. I can't remember quite what happened, but um, he was asked to leave the U.S. So he packed up and he went back to Germany. And when he got to Germany, they said, we don't want your kind around here. Get out. And it's like, but I'm a German citizen. No, we have revoked your citizenship. You better find someplace else to
Oh,
go.
wow.
So, yeah, what was he a draft dodger? It wouldn't surprise me if he was, but I think it might have been perhaps in a war before that. Um, but yeah, this is a family, and entertainment purposes only. This is a family that really doesn't know where their true north is. They don't have a moral compass.
Well, and
You know,
yeah, they never have. I don't know. I didn't
no.
know anything about the grandfather. It's very
Yeah.
interesting history on them. But
Yeah.
Trump's father,
Hey, Catherine.
Trump's father, an absolute crook. I mean,
Absolutely.
and he taught Donald well. You know,
Yes, he did. Yes,
and
he did.
if
Yeah.
if, if
And Fred
Trump would
learned
have if he
from
would have
his
never
father.
tried out for president, if Trump would
Yeah.
have just let his, stayed with all his real estate and
Yeah.
casinos and the different things that he's done just to make money, he would not be in this
Yeah.
kind of a problem. He wouldn't, this kind of trouble. And I see him in the end, way down the road, that he's going to lose all his wealth and um,
Yes.
and probably his health as well. It just doesn't
Yes.
look good for him.
No.
Uh, Once everything is said and done, I mean, I think right now he's starting to realize that his campaign that it's in jeopardy. And for a while there, he thought for sure he had it, no matter what, that nothing would change that. But
Yeah.
now it's totally done a 360, and he's starting to feel the
Oh,
pressure. And that's why when he comes out now and does his rallies and stuff, of why he gets so
yeah.
many things mixed up, so many things um, incorrect. He doesn't. He is discombobulated
Absolutely.
because he's freaked out. He just
Yeah.
doesn't know what to do. So for a couple of days there, you didn't even see him. You only saw the new JD Vance, or
Yeah.
and so and that guy was just blowing it too. He's trying to attack Tim Walz on his
Yeah.
military record, and Tim Walz just came out
Yeah.
and said, "Yeah, I what I did is I really performed a lot of was a trainer basically, and
Yeah.
that, and then when he got out of there, he was
Yeah.
a teacher, so he
Yeah.
helped with that kind of thing. He never really claimed to be in
No,
combat."
he never said he was in Iraq. He never said he was in Afghanistan. He never said he saw combat. And all along, and this isn't the first time. This came up, I think, in 2006 as well, when he was first running for Congress or whatnot. That someone questioned him on his military record, and he said, "Hey, it's up on the website.
Yeah, I
It
mean,
clearly says, yeah, I
he
I
said
did I did this." It never said in there that I served.
and
He served in Italy instead, and it just, like you said, luck of the draw. He ended up in Italy, and by the sounds of it, it was like more they were doing more of a supply mission in terms of well, logistics more than anything else between the countries and getting goods going. So that was what he did. He
after
allowed.
JD Vance spews all this crap, and then Tim Waltz, he corrects it very nicely though. He just says, I never said that, but this is what I did do, and I'm not saying,
Yeah.
just what we just were saying. And then he says
Yeah.
he wants to thank JD Vance for his service because he was a Marine or something. And so he
Yeah.
thanked him for his service. Instead of coming back at him like that guy comes at him, he's like, no, thank you very much for your service.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, what a class act that is.
Absolutely.
It wipes him out.
Absolutely. And that's what they I think we've gotten very used to the low blows, that it's kind of refreshing when someone doesn't do the low blow. You
Yeah,
know, when
totally.
when they take the higher road. So, and yes, UCC Steve Vance is creepy. You know what? Anyone who is able to put on more eyeliner than I do, I have a problem with. Right? And the comments that he makes um, about, yes, my wife is Indian, but I still love her.
Whoa.
What?
Oh, whoa.
What? I, I I can't believe you said that. I can't
Really.
believe that your wife is still going to that you're going to take her on the campaign trail and she's going to kind of stump for you when um, no, I'd be talking to a divorce lawyer saying, oh
Yeah.
yeah, well,
I,
don't, yeah,
that,
don't let my color stand in the way of the divorce. How's that? Right? Um, Taking it to the next step where how Trump said with Kamala, well, she was Indian, she was always Indian, and then she decided to be black. My question to Trump and to Vance would be, okay, JD, you don't mind if I call you JD, right? Have your children picked what they are? And have they decided which identity they're going to go with, so that they can say, no, I'm white, or they can say, I'm half white, I'm Indian, but they have to choose. Make them choose. And that's what they have to say for the rest of their life. Does that make any sense?
no.
So if it doesn't make sense on the Republican side, why do you got to go after Kamala? What difference does it make? Whether she's black, purple, green, it makes no difference to the
For
job
her,
that she's
for her
doing.
entire political career, she has always identified as biracial,
Mm-hmm.
um, black and Indian. And I mean,
Yes.
nobody's ever questioned that. She went to a
Yeah.
black university. She's headed up
Yes.
different black uh, different places where
Yeah.
she's never ever said I'm different than what I've said I was,
Yes.
and he's for him for Trump
Yeah.
to make that an issue is so racist and so wrong
It
and
is.
so ridiculous. And people are picking up, even other Republicans are going, oh my God, don't say that. Just shut up. And I'm wondering if that's why for a few days here, you didn't really hear much from him. I think they were saying, we just don't talk. Just don't. And
I
so what
know.
he puts his little thing up on Truth Social of, whatever he wants to complain. I don't think anybody's even reading that anymore. No,
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 he's
it's disgusting. He's disgusting.
yeah, yeah. I think that Kamala and Tim have taken the wind out of his sails,
Yeah.
and he doesn't know how to right that ship. He really doesn't. They are not. They're not playing the game by the rules that he wants them to play with, and he doesn't know what to do with that. He is Kamala Harris. Oh, where'd you go? She'll be back.
Right.
There she is. Okay. Kamala Harris is his worst nightmare come true. She's intelligent. She's a woman. She's black.
Yay.
Nothing. terrifies him more. And that she's going to be across the stage from him and, yeah, debating him. Oh, if he brings up legal things, we've got a lawyer in the room. She can address those things.
I cannot wait for that debate. I cannot
I
wait, especially the timing of everything that's going on with Trump and his legal problems in the first place is all coming up in September with the sentencing, with the what Tanya Chutkan is doing. She is determined that they're already that no, your certain acts that you're in trouble for had nothing to do with being president. So you're not covered under that immunity, which we all thought would come up. And I'm surprised they're not saying more about it. Maybe it's because we've been paying so much more attention to Kamala Harris right now. But yeah, she's a part of it. It's all coming up in September, and the debate's coming up in September at the same time. I think it's just days apart between sentencing and the debates. And I'm thinking, well, could he be with an ankle bracelet down in Mar-a-Lago, unable, he'd have to do it over the internet to have the debate?
Yeah. Well, I think if I remember correctly, I think the Judge Marchand is handing down the sentence for the hush money trial on the 18th. The debate is on the 10th, but then there's something else that's coming up, and I think it might be Judge Chutkan, who there'll be arguments, I think, in front of her on the immunity. Could be August 27th. And then there's a couple other things coming up in September. It's like, yeah, dude, you don't have time to debate Kamala 3 times. You got court dates. You got to show up. And yeah, the courts aren't going to work around your schedule.
Well, Kamala Harris definitely will not debate him with Fox News.
No.
And she's never agreed to 3 different debates. She's agreed to one that was already established with Biden, and she's just going to do that one. So,
exactly.
And that'll be good enough. I'll love that. I don't know. I suppose will there be a vice president debates with?
Yes. Well, there historically there has been. Whether or not there will be, we'll see. I don't know that.
I think Tim Walz would love it.
Yes, he would.
I find he is never at a loss for words. That's one thing I've noticed about this guy. He's just out there. He's really charismatic.
Absolutely. And I think he could. Yeah. He said he would love to debate Vance if he can get him off the couch. So
yeah, that's hilarious.
That was perfect. That was perfect. So and it's that kind of wordplay that I really appreciate, that play on words, that double entendre and all that. I find great joy in that.
Right.
And just quickly say hello to folks that came in after we started. Thank you for being here, Garden Genie. Hey, nice to see you. I hope I didn't miss anyone. Oh, Lorraine Orr, hello. And yeah, Lorraine Orr says, if she was a DEI hire, she has more than proven herself and earned her titles. Absolutely. Absolutely, she has. So just a couple things that I thought we might kind of get a discussion going on about.
Okay.
Trump has he had his little get together at Mar-a-Lago and talked about he's not afraid to debate Kamala because she's a low IQ individual and she'll and she doesn't do well on debates. She tends to choke on debates. So yeah, he's going to do just fine. Yeah, yeah. He also said several other things, and one of which was that he suggested that abortion has become much less of an issue since the Supreme Court ended the federal right to abortion services and returned control of the matter to the state governments. So while Kamala Harris and Tim Walz are talking about women having autonomy and being able to make decisions about their own lives, their own bodies, and abortion is the right to have an abortion is part of that. And it is definitely a women's issue, and it's a woman's decision. Until a man can get pregnant and give birth, I don't really care what your opinion is. You got no opinion. So for him to now come out and say, well, abortion is much less of an issue, doesn't it just reek of you have no idea what's going on out there?
No, he doesn't. He really is so out of touch. But
Yes.
Kamala Harris has already said that she wants this to be not, uh, forget about what the Supreme Court has done. She's going to change it all, that it will be a right, not just at a federal level, but in every single state.
Yes.
And it should be that way.
Yeah.
And
Enshrine it in the Constitution.
that the doctors can actually go to jail for doing something like that is so wrong and so out of just
Yes.
talk about taking the world back 50, 60 years. I mean, it's just,
I know.
and if anybody remembers back that far, I mean, the problem with abortion then is there was a lot of illegal abortions.
Yes.
And they were
Back alley abortion.
Back alley abortions. And so people were dying and people were becoming, sterile after that procedure.
Yes.
And it was just a horrible, horrible thing. And then for this thing to turn around and act like that we're all out here killing babies, it's just so wrong. And I'm also very curious to see what's going to happen with the Supreme Court justices that thought this was a good idea and how they can defend themselves, because that's the other thing that's going to be coming up is a big change in the Supreme Court.
Yes.
And how it's handled. I think Biden's already brought up something about taking it to not a lifetime thing as being, but
term limits.
Term limits. Yes.
Yeah.
18 years or, even more of kind of looking into it and kind of reviewing, is it okay for this guy to still be a justice?
Exactly.
So, so many things are going to be changing. And I said before, all this other stuff was happening, that I saw that 2025 is going to be it's just going to be wonderful. The things that happened in 2025 that I just couldn't figure out what is going on, especially before Biden stepped down. And I thought that something is off because I see something's going to change. And because it does not coincide with what was happening right now. And then to see how quickly it all changed and how
totally. It was like a time shift. It was like we went through a little time warp. And what we had all seen as happening a year or two down the road, with Biden's going to win, he's not going to do the full second term. He's going to hand it over to Kamala and whatnot. And it just, the universe just kind of flipped it and said, okay.
We just didn't get the timing, we just didn't get the timing on it, which is, that's one of the biggest problems with being a psychic is the timing, because when I pick up on this stuff, it feels like right now, this minute. And I have had things that, I can't remember what it was, but just recently I went through a thing that I thought, wait a minute, I had that idea 17 years ago.
Yeah.
But I know that whatever I was being told at that moment in time felt like happening now. So I thought, okay, well, whatever it was going to be the 6 months or a year or something. But this thing with the president, we all saw that Biden was going to be it and that Kamala was going to take over. So that is what happened, but not in the
Yes.
time frame that we thought.
Yeah.
So we weren't
It-
wrong. So there.
yeah.
Right.
Neener, neener, neener. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. So yeah, no, still with the abortion thing, it is a huge issue because it has to do with women's autonomy, and women need to be making decisions about their own bodies. Um, just and I've seen several comments that I absolutely agree with. Is you want to tell me I can't have an abortion? Great, you can have the little blue pill. Yeah, call me when you change your mind. How's that?
Yeah.
Um, the other the other thing that Trump claimed um, during his conference or rally or whatever you want to talk about, it they are people are seeing them for what they are, which is just a comical performance of a senile old man who is desperately trying to hold on to something that he can see slipping out of his fingers, and there's nothing he can do about it. He also mentioned during this talk or whatever that yeah, nobody was killed on January 6th, and that there was a peaceful transfer of power
Whoa.
in 2020.
This is what Trump is saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
is coming from an alternate universe.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
Because
And
everybody knows that's not true.
yeah, yeah. 5 people died in the riot and its aftermath, including Ashley Babbitt, a Trump supporter shot and killed by police, and Brian Sicknick, a police officer who died the day after battling the mob. Um, and yeah, Trump said, yeah, for the people who were arrested um, in the Capitol, whatever. I think these people were treated very badly when you compare it to other things that took place in this country where a lot of people were killed.
Yeah, so he's still trying to justify that he would like to pardon all these people and take them
Yeah.
out of prison because they were just doing the right thing.
They were patriots. Yeah, absolutely. And
Patriots.
yeah, nobody died. Nobody died. I think Ashley Babbitt's family would, take issue with that. I know that Brian Sicknick's widow, yeah, would take issue with that. And the guys who served with him and so on. Yes. And yeah, he insisted that there was a peaceful transfer of power after the 2020 election.
But
Um,
he's the one that's totally denied that Biden won the election, and he sticks to it, and his Republicans
yes,
support him in this. This is the whole problem right now. It has been for ever since he got taken out of office, of him claiming that this was wrong, that it was stolen from him, and that he's totally justified in fighting back on it because they did something wrong to him by
yeah,
putting Biden in as president. And so that's what he's basing every single thing on. And that's where this 2020 Project 2025 comes in to play.
yes,
And it's just absolute craziness that the chaos that he has caused. So I
yes,
do see, after all is said and done, going into next year, these people that supported the lie are going to have to answer
yeah,
for this, because although we see now that it's probably going to work out much, much better than we ever thought, that
yes,
doesn't mean that a lot of people didn't do every single thing they could to prevent it, to
yes,
like I said, support this nonsense about that it was a stolen election, and that he's justified in doing insurrections and causing all this chaos because he's just sticking up for himself. I mean, but he had a lot of
Yeah.
people that backed him up. So
Yeah. Well,
it's going to be interesting.
yeah, when it gets to the point of him debating her, she's going to be able to talk about what the Biden administration, which according to Trump is the worst administration in the history of the world and administrations, and probably even before that. Um, and yeah, she's going to be able to talk about the accomplishments, and he's going to whine about, I won. I know I did. You guys are poopy butt heads. I won. No, you didn't. And you mentioned, Project 2025. This was interesting that came out. As Project 2025 hits turmoil, the head of the influential far-right Heritage Foundation is postponing the release of his potentially firing new book until after the November presidential election.
Surprise!
Surprise! Yeah, Kevin Roberts, who took over Project 2025, said that he is his focus now is on defeating the Democrats, defeating Kamala Harris, and her running mate, and that's his priority. So, Project 2025, it'll come out after the election. Interesting to note that the foreword to that book was written by none other than J.D. Vance.
Yes, I know. Isn't that wonderful?
Yes.
Trump doesn't really understand what 2025 is. He doesn't really support it, but he wishes them luck on it, whatever that is. And then his own VP choice happens to be so immersed and involved in it. It's just ridiculous. It's just. Could you put up Becky Stone's comment about when Trump loses this time, there won't be a peaceful transfer of power?
Okay. When Trump loses this time, there won't be a peaceful transfer of power either. Trump will immediately go to court and demand recount.
And
you know what?
I think there'll be more to it than that. I don't think, he won't just be happy enough to go through the courts with this. I think he'll try to cause like a civil war or something, depending on, I think he's going to, I'm really thinking he's going to lose really there's not going to be any discussion about who won.
Yeah.
Kamala Harris is going to win by a landslide.
Yes.
And if that comes up, I don't know exactly how he thinks he's going to pull this off, but
no. Well, you know what? It is as a candidate, if the numbers are within a certain margin of error, it is his right to say, no, I want to recount. You can't just demand a recount because don't you know who I am? Look at me. I am the Donald. I demand a recount. Yeah, she beat you by 5 million votes in that particular county. Not even close to the margin of error. Go home.
But see, I'm still worried that him and his minions are so busy corrupt. They're gonna have election interference. They're gonna do everything they can to screw up the election. I got a feeling though that it's not gonna work because she's gonna win by such a huge margin that nobody is gonna question it. And so he will make trouble.
Of course he will. Of course he will. He's going to scream and yell, and he's going to stomp his feet and do what he always does, which is have a temper tantrum that hopefully by that time there will be enough people around him who are going to say, okay, come on, Donald, let's go. Yeah, we're going to court. They're going to announce you as the winner and president. Come on this way. Yeah, we're having a party over here. Yeah,
And they
Even
take them out to the funny farm, right?
yes, yeah. Even with all that, even with all the faith that we have that Kamala is going to win, please, please, please don't anyone for 1 minute be complacent and think that, well, the poll said she's projected to win by 125%. Still go vote.
Yeah,
Still
everybody
go
got to
vote.
vote.
Yeah,
Yes.
you have to, because that's one of the other things that that the Republicans are relying on, is that, oh yeah, if her numbers look good, a lot of people are going to say, oh no, she got it in the bag. Yeah, I don't have to go vote. And we do not want a repeat of 2016. I
No.
could not live through another 2016. So, you know, for those of you who sat back 2016 and said, don't worry about it. No, absolutely, you have to show up. And what did I see something? Just a second here. Um, no, Lorraine, you are not. He does not look well. He is getting um, he's getting more and more um, like a caged rat. He's really feeling everything is coming in on him. He's not used to this. He's never been prepared for something like this. So he tends to go back to the things that have always worked for him in the past, is, yeah, you lash out at me, I'm going to lash out at you twice as hard. Those things don't work. Making fun of your opponents, calling them names, all that kind of stuff, it doesn't work. They don't care. Like he calls Kamala Harris, well, she's a low IQ individual. I would get on stage with him and I would say, Donald, can you spell IQ? and watch him struggle. Right? So yeah, we could. That's a good one. I like that.
Can you
every,
spell
every
IQ?
once in a while, yeah. Spirit gives me a good one. Thank you. Yeah, there's people can see the difference. They can physically feel the difference, where you've got Kamala and Tim, who they're smiling, they're laughing, they're joking with the audience, they're engaging. There are huge crowds that are coming out to see them. Huge,
Yeah,
huge crowds.
15,000 people at the airport hangar. I mean,
Yes.
this was crazy. 2-mile long line
Yes.
waiting to hear them talk. I mean, it's just amazing.
Yes.
They're just like rock stars.
Exactly. And they make you feel good. They're finally talking about, okay, you know what? We need equality. We need justice. No one is above the law. Things have to, we have to get back to some of that, that treating each other civilly, treating each other with respect. We can disagree on things. There's nothing wrong with disagreement. That's how we learn. But it doesn't mean that if you say something I disagree with, that I'm going to need to pick up my gun and go over and kill you because, you argued with me. That's not what intelligent people do, right?
And by the way, about about Trump not looking well, I think what you're seeing is that Trump is really scared to death. He
Yes.
has put so much into this, and he had something in mind of how this was going to work,
Yes.
and it suddenly fell apart 2.5 weeks ago. It just fell apart, and it's just getting worse by the day. So I think that's part of why he doesn't feel well or look well.
Yes.
I also think he might be having some physical ailments anyway.
Yeah, I think so. I really do think so, that this is, if I allow myself to get anywhere near his energy, the first thing that I feel is like acid in my gut. Like there's, something is bubbling over, not only because of the body is not working properly, but because of that anger, the absolute anger, that how dare they treat me like this? How dare people go out and, she's got bigger crowds than I do.
Oh,
And
that really is driving him nuts.
oh, yes, absolutely. So it's like there's, yeah, stuff is bubbling inside of him. And it, I'll tell you what, it won't be long. And one day it's just going to explode. It really will. And, yeah, it's not going to be a good look for him when it does happen. And
Well, I
I think,
a lot of psychics on here have been predicting that he's going to have some kind of a stroke or an
yes,
aneurysm or some kind of thing like that.
yes,
I personally haven't been told that, but yeah, it does look like there's something's going to be going wrong. Rose Blue also mentioned he can't escape jail now, and he knows it. He got a good
yeah,
point there. I think that's the other thing, is because
yes,
he's been trying to use this campaign to protect him from
yeah,
from everything, and it's just falling apart. So yeah, good point.
yeah, exactly. And if he, yeah, if Bloomberg says that he's worth 5.2 billion, why doesn't he pay his debts? Because he's really not worth 5.2 billion. That, I I'm worth 3 trillion. How's that? Just so everyone knows, I'm rich. I'm really, really rich. And can I loan you $20? No, I just, yeah, I'm
Well,
out.
and all the money that he had to come up with in order to do appeals on like the
Yes,
Carroll case and some of
yes.
the others, he had to come up with a lot of cash, and
And he couldn't.
yeah, he couldn't. So I'm thinking, his net worth is probably not in the billions,
Yes.
and I think he's losing money every day.
Mm.
So, and we haven't even heard about his businesses lately.
Oh,
So let's
no,
see.
no. And yeah, a lot of that stuff, Garden Genie is still on, yeah, on appeal. He was able to appeal. I think he got someone to settle a bond, and I think it was in Eugene Carroll, so that he could appeal
Yeah,
that.
and also the thing with the fraudulent stuff in New York
Oh,
that he
the hush money. Yeah, I
well,
don't
not
think.
just the hush money. This was the where he lied about what his assets were in order to get big loans. And
Oh,
and
it's so
so
hard to keep track.
I know it's like $450 million or something.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, 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 yeah.
So
The other
yeah,
one. Yeah,
he's got to come
Kaplan.
up with that kind of money too. And yeah, he's
Yeah,
freaking out a little bit, and because he
yeah,
thought for sure he had it, and that just
yes.
all changed when Biden stepped down.
I
And
know.
I didn't see that coming. How well
Yes.
this would work out. But yeah, he is scared. He's really scared, and
Yeah,
he sees what Kamala Harris is doing and how she presents and how the public just loves her. And now her new VP pick. I mean, he's
yes,
sweating it. And
yes.
he's also knows that he probably made a mistake about JD Vance. On the other
Oh,
hand,
absolutely.
I think JD Vance was just somebody that they bought and put in there because they expect JD Vance to take over. They see Trump as, everybody knows who he is, and he's got this big following of mega people. And so that they thought, okay, he might be able to become president, but once he's in there, we'll get rid of him, put in JD Vance. JD Vance will just be their little puppet.
Yeah, yeah. And you know
Unfortunately,
what? I I said that not too long ago, probably
okay.
within the last month, that yeah, the if he was to win, the way that I see it going is that, yeah, they would immediately Article 25 him and say, oh my God, he's as crazy as a loon. Thanks for pointing it out to us, you guys. Yeah, no, he's gone. JD Vance takes over, and JD Vance just kind of does what Heritage Foundation wants, and you know implements our Project 2025, because the project itself isn't just reliant on Donald Trump. It's not like it's his thing. He's just the mouthpiece for it. So it doesn't matter who the mouthpiece is, as long as the ideology behind Project 2025 goes forward, right? So
Right.
it really doesn't matter. And I think I also said that if that was to happen, the first thing that JD Vance would do is to say, listen, there's been so much crap about elections, so many things that we don't know what's going on. And until we figure out, we're going to have to do an investigation, okay, on the whole electoral system. So until we figure out what happened, where it happened, how it happened, I'm suspending all elections. And that's where you can kind of say, yeah, Trump told us about that, because he said, hey, to the Christians and whatnot, vote for me this time. You don't have to worry about voting again.
Right.
Of course not, because you'll never have another chance.
Well, because we were going to have it, he was going to be the dictator.
Yes.
It's just not. That is absolutely not going to happen, because
Yes.
I've seen the future, and that is not in the future. That is, we are not going to lose our democracy, and the country will come together and save it for. I mean, it'll be all of us working together and voting to put in the right people in there,
Yeah.
and hopefully put in a lot of Democrats in the House and in the Senate. And actually, I mean, things are. Think think about how you felt during the Republican convention. I mean,
Yes.
it was just. I mean, it was devastating. I mean, it just felt like, God, we're just losing every way around. Now, in 2.5 weeks, what is happening now? It's just a totally different thing, and it's just so cool, so right. I'm just, it's an exciting time now. I
It
mean, we're
is.
really going to see a big difference and see some changes that we've all been waiting for. And,
Yes. Yes.
once
Yeah.
we get
We
through this
we've
election,
been saying that for how many years now? It's going to get better. Just remember, it's going to get better. We got to go through some shit first. We got to figure out
well,
where all the
and it
potholes are, and where we need to put up guardrails and everything else. And that's the one thing that I will say, if I'm going to give him even an iota of credit for anything at all, it's going to be the fact that he was the guy um, that had to be voted in to show all the bad stuff.
yeah,
There were so many people that worked with him, underneath him, who would have stayed hidden in the shadows if it wasn't for their association with Trump, if it wasn't for what he did. So when he talked about cleaning the swamp or draining the swamp, whatever, he identified who all the swamp monsters were, and each one stood up and said, yeah, present, yeah, that's me, okay. So now you can't walk it back. So if you want to look at the positive side and say, well, what good did he do? Yeah, he showed us where all the potholes were. He showed us where all the cockroaches were. Yeah, lifted the lid and say, look at all the garbage down here. And those who
it's just
self-identified with him, boom. Yeah.
it's just amazing that with all the positive changes that President Biden has made, and how the last 3.5 years have gone, that every time he did something, instead of hearing about how good he's doing, we had to hear something about Trump, something
Yes.
about the Republicans. The Republicans have spent 3.5 years controlling
Yes.
Congress and have accomplished, as far as I can tell, zero,
Nothing.
absolutely nothing. And so,
Nothing.
it really, I just got to give credit to Biden for all the different, all
Yes.
the things that he has done, and really turned life around for all of us in the best way possible. But now it's going to get even better, because I do know that Kamala Harris will continue to do the same kinds of things Biden did. And Trump has actually tried to use that against her. Like she'll just be like another Biden. And I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
hope so.
Okay, so you do understand what's going on. Yes, absolutely. No, she is not. Yeah, she is not going to turn the U.S. into a communist country, which was one of the other things that I heard. And yeah, Tim Walz isn't so. What was it? I had it on here that. Yeah, President said it. Yeah, or Trump said that Walz is a radical left man. He has positions that it's not even possible to believe they exist.
Wow.
Yeah, because, feeding children, what? Paying, giving a raise to teachers, or, providing health care, and, providing women the opportunity to decide what they're going to do with their bodies. Oh my God. Can you imagine how horrible? So, yeah,
Amazing.
there you go. Well, you guys, no, Lorraine, I don't see anything, but
Are you talking about the stimulus thing?
yeah,
Yeah, I don't know if that's something like that's going to be coming up in September, but that you're always hearing little bits and pieces of that kind of stuff,
yeah,
but I don't know yet. I don't see it, but
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And Rosebleed, yeah, a good governor takes care of his state, and a good VP will take care of their country. So this, I am really overjoyed at how things worked out. And it's going from the lowest of low, I can't believe you did that to Uncle Joe, to the highest of highs.
yeah,
Yes, so quickly, and just absolutely loving this energy.
no kidding.
Just reveling in it. And every time that I hear either Kamala or Tim or together speak, I get body chills, like one right after another. It's like, yes, yes, yes. So anyway, Cleo, thank you for doing this with me again. I really, really appreciate it.
Oh,
And
I love
thank
it.
you
I love
guys.
what we're doing here with the kitchen
Yes.
table issues.
Yes. Yeah, I do too. It's so nice to, just, back and forth, and I love how you guys talk to each other. I love how you encourage each other, and what you're doing. This is a great community.
Really.
And yeah, if we continue to keep the vibration high, and we encourage each other, there we can accomplish anything.
We're unstoppable with that kind of combination. It's unstoppable.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, thank you, Lava. Liselva? I hope I pronounced that right.
A new subscriber.
New subscriber. Very
Yeah.
excellent. Thank you. And Lorraine Orr says, this is my favorite show.
Oh wow,
Thank
cool.
you.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah. Women are roaring up. They poked the bear. And Mama Bear said, oh, F no. You shouldn't have woke me up when you did. So again, thank you everyone for being here. We'll be back in 2 weeks' time. That will be on the 22nd. I can't believe 22nd of August. Ooh.
Wow.
And again, Cleo, it's a pleasure. I will see you tomorrow on Cool Crone.
Yeah, we're doing some private readings on the Cool Crone Oracle at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific, and there'll be a
5
bunch of
o'clock Mountain.
That's
Yep.
always a fun one. So yeah, thank
Absolutely.
you guys. You as usual. What would we do
Oh,
without the chatters? I mean,
I
we
know.
make it.
I know. It's wonderful. All right, everyone. Much love and see you later. Bye.
Bye.